So hello guys, and welcome to another video, and this is the evolution of each Paper Mario trailer, and I actually wanted to provide commentary this time and remake the previous video since the Thousand Year Door remake was announced, and I kind of wanted to do something more interesting than my old all trailers videos. I kind of wanted to revamp that into something more interesting and actually provide commentary, but yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, the first trailer here is the North American commercial for Paper Mario 64, and as you can see, it kind of uses a style with, like, paper-themed characters. I always like how creative Nintendo 64-era ads can be, and I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, Paper Mario 64 ads were pretty interesting in general, since there was also the free demo ad in magazines, but yeah, it's pretty funny and pretty cool. So, the next one here is for Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, and there's actually an interesting story behind this one, as the company who owned the rights to the song that played in this trailer, Morgan Creek Productions, actually filed a lawsuit against Nintendo for, like, using this song without their permission. So I'm using a different background song for this video, so pretty interesting story there. But Thousand Year Door, favorite Paper Mario game, I'm glad it's getting a remake. So the next ad here is for Super Paper Mario, and yeah, I couldn't find one with better quality than this, because I wanted to do a trailer from around the time that it launched, not the beta trailer from 2006, but Super Paper Mario is a great game in my opinion. I know it is somewhat divisive due to the fact that it doesn't use the turn-based battle system, it's more of kind of a platforming RPG, but it does have the best story out of any Mario game, in my opinion, and it still is a pretty fun game. So I do recommend playing it if you like the other Paper Mario games, or just want something a bit different or unique, or something interesting to play on the Wii. But they kind of emphasize the fact that you can flip into 3D and change the characters in the ad, which makes a lot of sense. That definitely does seem like something that would be enticing to people who want to play like a new Mario game or something, so it definitely makes a lot of sense. So moving on to Paper Mario Sticker Star. So yeah, this one is pretty interesting. So it's my least favorite Paper Mario game, if you didn't know already, and I feel like it strips away a lot of the aspects from the Paper Mario series that people loved, like the fun and unique original characters, kind of replaced most of them with generic Toads or generic Mario enemies, kind of replaced the designs with, like, the new Super Mario Bros. Style designs. But yeah, it's not a good game. I mean, I do respect your opinion if you enjoy it, but I personally didn't really enjoy it. And battles, I feel like battles kind of felt useless, since you don't gain any EXP, and you waste stickers that you could use in bosses. So yeah, it's unfortunate that they changed the original vision of this game, since it was originally supposed to be like 64 and the Thousand Year Door, but then they kind of changed it to be like more of kind of like a completely different thing, and then have a style more akin to New Super Mario Bros. And this also started the paper aesthetic and theming, which I don't really mind. I think that's fine, especially with the Thousand Year Door remake and Origami King. But here on the 3DS, it doesn't look quite as good as it does in the other games. But that's not really something that I'll criticize about it, since I feel like that's more due to the limitations of the system. But yeah, oh, and the bosses here. Yeah, the bosses aren't very good either, since they all require the things, and they all require, like, a certain thing to use. So it's basically kind of like solving a puzzle, and then you'll have to backtrack if you don't have that specific thing sticker. So the design is not very good at all, and it's just unfortunate the way this game turned out. But I do like there are a few aspects of the game that I like, even though I don't like the game in general, it does have a great soundtrack, and there are a few cool moments in the game, like Chapter 4 in the snow area. I like the boss there with the Mr. Blizzard and everything, but yeah, kind of unfortunate how this game turned out. So the next one is Paper Mario Color Splash, and it kind of starts off here in the trailer with the pre-rendered cutscene that plays at the beginning of the game at Mario's house here. That ship always reminded me of the Thousand Year Door a little bit. Port Prisma in general in Color Splash kind of reminds me of Rogue Port a little bit, but a lot more generic. Color Splash, I don't think it's that bad. Like, I think it's kind of like an okay, meh game for me. But I respect the fact that other people enjoy it. I don't like that they use the same kind of style as Sticker Star in terms of both character designs and also the gameplay as well. But I would be wrong if I said that it's just as bad as Sticker Star, because it does improve a lot of things. Like, the art style looks a lot better, and the locations look more unique, the overworld exploration is great. The battles, though, I still feel like the battles are just as bad, if not worse, than they were in Sticker Star. It's just pretty unfortunate how they turned out there. But yeah, and they kind of take some half steps to returning to like the original style by having like a couple original characters, and then also like the paint scraps that are kind of like EXP, but don't really matter anyway, since you won't need it that much. Since paint is like often found in the overworld and everything, but yeah, it's just, I feel like this game had a lot of potential, but there's just a lot of problems associated with like the design like Sticker Star had and everything. But yeah, here's the battle part of the trailer. And yeah, the battling, the reason why I think it might actually be worse than Sticker Star is because you have to like select a card, paint a card, like flick the card, do a bunch of different things. Even using basic buttons, I feel like it requires way too many inputs for one attack. And a lot of, like Sticker Star, cards can be wasted as well, which is not a very good design, I would say. And then there was also that one thing, I know it showed like a swoop in the trailer, but there's that like one instance of the swoop, like Mario not being able to attack because he didn't have the right cards. There was like a video about that someone posted around the time that Color Splash came out. I do like the visuals for the thing stickers, or the thing cards, though. I think they look pretty cool. Definitely pretty visually appealing, even though their actual use isn't great. But yeah, Color Splash is a very, visually impressive game, especially for the Wii U. I do really like how it looks, and I'm glad they're kind of using this style as a basis for the Thousand Year Door remake, in terms of like the backgrounds. Oh, that Mario 3 segment's pretty cool. They kind of referenced, Super Paper Mario with that, and Mario 3. But yeah, Color Splash, not too bad, but I didn't really like it very much. With the release date, it was funny how it kind of released early in 2016. Okay, so moving on to Origami King. So this is where things start to get a lot better in the Paper Mario franchise. So the first trailer here is already, like, pretty iconic. I remember when this was, like, shadow dropped randomly on Twitter in 2020. This was just really surprising, and this is actually the same day that I posted the original Paper Mario All Trailers video. But it kind of starts out here in kind of like a horror-like thing with Origami Peach. And I really like the horror elements that they have in Origami King. I think it kind of adds a lot to, like, the general scope of the game, like adding on to the humor and storytelling. And then also, there's King Ollie, which is the first time Paper Mario has had a like original villain since Super Paper Mario. And I know King Ollie is kind of controversial when it comes to his motives, but I do like his design, and I do appreciate the fact that they did have an original villain this time. It still at least was better than having Bowser for like the third time in a row in the Paper Mario series. But yeah, this game is pretty good, I would say. Definitely a huge improvement from Color Splash. And I really like that it actually has some companions this time, though it does feel like a half step with how they're kind of implemented in the gameplay. I am glad that they were implemented well in the story. Pretty disappointing that this game still had some, like, restrictions holding it back. It did feel like there was some missed potential here. And also the battle system as well, it lacked EXP and a good combat system, so there was that, but it is a pretty good game in general, I would say. Doesn't hold a candle to the first three in my opinion, but I still think it's pretty fun. And this trailer was definitely pretty iconic, looking back on 2020. And it was funny how this was announced, like, only 2 months before it was released. So it's pretty weird. Like, I was expecting them to kind of, like, reveal it in that mini direct that they did in 2020. So the final trailer here is for Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remake, which is extremely exciting. I'm beyond ecstatic about this, because this is one of my favorite games of all time. I already mentioned that Thousand Year Door was my favorite Paper Mario game, but this game means so much to me, and I've been wanting a remaster of it for so long, so I wasn't even expecting them to do a full remake of it, and they actually returned to the classic art style now, though they do have like some hints of like the Color Splash and Origami King style with the backgrounds, but they still use like the rigged animations with the layered sprites, which looks really nice. All of the original character designs are returning, all of the original characters, which is really nice to see. There's definitely a lot of improved animations, as well as like the music being remade and everything, which sounds really nice. But it just seems so surreal that this game is actually being remade, since it seemed like it was really unlikely that Nintendo was going to do this. So I'm glad they're kind of going all out with this and are putting like a lot of effort into it. In the battle system there, like they even emphasize the Super Guard, which is really nice. And yeah, like I said, all of the original characters and enemies. It's cool to see like the different action commands finally return, since that was one problem that I had with the modern Paper Mario games. And then, as we saw there, Kammy Koopa and the X-Nauts and other characters like that, it's really nice to see them in HD. But yeah, and the main theme sounds so good in this new cover. But it just looks so good. And I'm really excited to see what they'll add here and how certain things will look in this new style. I hope it releases soon, like hopefully in the spring. But yeah, so surreal to see Thousand Year Door getting remade. And it's cool seeing that new logo as well, even though I do feel like the Thousand Year Door part of the logo could have been improved a little bit. And then Tech here actually has the red eye from the Japanese version, which is pretty cool. And then Peach also keeps her original design from Thousand Year Door, which uses her dress that she had before the GameCube era, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. So anyways, that was the evolution of Paper Mario trailers over the years. It's pretty nice to see how, like, things kind of finally returned back to the original style with the Thousand Year Door remake, and also with this series where I kind of show off different trailers, I'm actually going to be remaking some of those old videos and actually adding commentary this time, since I feel like it would be better suited for this channel if those videos had commentary, so expect to see more of those in the future with commentary added. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.